If you're dreaming of golf, sunshine, resorts, and more for your retirement, Arizona might be calling your name. Today, I'm going to talk about what I think are the top places for a retirement in Arizona. Now, no particular order, you guys. I've got 5 different places I want to talk about to give you an idea of some awesome places to retire here in our great state of Arizona. So before we get started, let's talk about this. Why would anybody want to retire in Arizona? I know some of you are thinking, oh, I would never go there. It's too hot, or they don't have enough water. Stop listening to that myth from, 5 years ago. And I'm not going to go into why that myth was perpetuated, but it is a myth. We have enough water. So that's all I'm going to say. I'll save the rest for a separate video. But Arizona is an amazing place. Over 300 days a year of sunshine. In fact, I get a little excited when it's chilly and cloudy and I think, oh, gonna have a snow day. Oh, sorry, no snow day, but at least I can get under a blanket when I watch TV. You will have beautiful weather here in Arizona. We have warm and warmer. The good news is we don't have hurricanes. We don't have a lot of wildfires. We don't have earthquakes. All of those things that other places do have, you don't have to worry about here in Arizona. You also can enjoy a tax-free Social Security, low property taxes, good health care. So Arizona, on a whole, as a state, has a lot of attributes that I think are worth a look as you're researching the entire United States. And for some of you guys, if you're like me, you're watching videos for other countries as well. So number 1 on our list today, and you guys know this is one of my favorites, that would be the Phoenix Valley area. This is a fantastic place for retirees. Now, keep in mind, there are 5 million people living here. It's a big city, but it is very spread out. Busy traffic like LA is not a thing here. We do have a little traffic because of construction right now, but overall, not bad at all. In the Phoenix Valley, you have got lots of great places to choose from for living. That would be maybe Chandler, Scottsdale, Gilbert, all kinds of cities. And then on top of that, we've got our fabulous active adult or 55 plus communities. You will have a great choice of places that you can live in all price ranges, ranging from very low to the mega millions. Most of our people fall somewhere in the lower quadrant versus the mega millions. But if you happen to be a mega millionaire, call me. I'd love to sell you one of those nice big homes. But the rest of us can find exactly what we're looking for in many of our amazing communities. For 55 plus communities, you guys, if you've seen any of my videos, you know some of the fantastic ones. That would be Victory at Verrado, which is a beautiful community kind of built on a hillside. Then you've got Pebble Creek, one of our premier resort style communities. Then we've got tons of smaller communities to meet every need. Maybe you don't want a big mega resort community like Pebble Creek. You want a small community with just a quiet atmosphere, and you don't need a lot of amenities. We have something for everybody in the Phoenix area. Now, the next thing that's great about Phoenix is healthcare. We have some of the world's finest healthcare here in the Phoenix area, starting with Mayo Clinic. They are expanding Mayo Clinic. We'll have another video about that coming up soon where I'll talk about the amazing expansion that they're doing again. They just recently expanded. Now they're going to build more. We've got Banner Health, Honor Health, Abrazo, MD Anderson has stuff here, Cancer Centers of America. Any healthcare need you want is readily available and generally practically out your front door. So if healthcare is a hot button for you, I think Phoenix is probably your number 1 thought. But overall, a great place for retirees. Our airport is good. It ticks all of the boxes that you would be looking for. So I forgot to mention today, we are down in downtown Chandler, of all places. I wanted to be outside of our 55 plus communities so I can speak in broader terms. So we came to downtown Chandler. I'm hanging out here at one of the hotels downtown. Really a beautiful setting and lots of cool shops, restaurants, and a really cool independent coffee shop. I think it's called Peixoto. Is that how you say it? Good coffee, great place to come sit, work, shop. All the things are here. There's a nice movie theater down here. So when you come here for a visit, maybe check out Chandler. Not as much going on here for 55 plus other than Sun Lakes, but a cool little community. But now back to number 2, numero dos. That would be Tucson. Tucson is a perfect place for retirees. If you're looking for a little slower pace, Tucson is a great place. It's a much smaller city than Phoenix is. They still have a really good airport. They've got a university there, so if you like sports and that kind of thing, and good pricing for retirees. Lots of snowbirds there, but then lots of year-round people. So you've got lots of great 55 plus communities in the Tucson area. You've got Saddlebrook Ranch just to the north of Tucson at Oracle, a little higher altitude and super quiet down there, you guys, but still fantastic amenities. Closer in Oro Valley, which check out the views there. They are amazing. You've got Dove Mountain, you've got several Del Webb communities, lots of just little condo and townhome communities, originally made for part-time people, but a lot of full-time people live there. Great shopping in Oro Valley and cool restaurants, I think. Now down in Tucson proper, that's closer to the university, so it does have a little bit of a college vibe down there. But Tucson on a whole, fantastic healthcare. They've got the Tucson Medical Center, which is really good. And also, we talked about this before, tied in with Mayo Clinic. So if you need big care, you go to Mayo and they will help your Tucson physicians manage that care if you have to have frequent treatments near home. So that's a really, really good option. But for affordability and a quieter pace of life, I think Tucson is really a good option for many of you. So number 3 on the list would be Prescott. Now, we don't say Prescott. That's what I always used to say for many years until I moved to Arizona. I'd say, oh, up in Prescott. No, it's Prescott. Kind of like Casa Grande. We don't say Grande, we say Casa Grande. So for that one person out there, you know who you are, who always likes to comment about how I pronounce things. It's Prescott, and don't argue with me, please, or feel free. It helps the algorithm when you say your nasty comments. But I digress. One of the benefits of Prescott is 4 seasons. They don't have extreme winter. They also don't have extreme summer. So if you want a little more variety in your weather, Prescott could be a really good option. It is a cute and historic town. For my rodeo buffs out there, you guys probably already know, it is home to the oldest rodeo in the country, maybe the universe of the world. I don't know where else they have rodeo like we do here, but it is world renowned. Lots of horse people, horse properties, horse activities up in Prescott. So if that's your thing, we could find you a great retirement property for your horses. Might be a really good option to check out. Healthcare is going to be a little bit lower key there, of course, because it's a smaller town, but they do have healthcare. And again, for bigger things, you're an hour and a half away from Phoenix. So it's not quite a suburb, but still you can have your Phoenix connections for traveling to the airport and for your major medical events, but day to day, you've got everything you need. They don't really have, though, the big active adult communities that we have in Phoenix and Tucson, but a great place for retirees to just live in a regular neighborhood and a friendlier, lower key atmosphere. So for that, I think Prescott is a good option for many of us. So number 4 on the list is Sedona. I get a lot of calls from you guys who watch me asking about retiring in Sedona. Sedona is a beautiful and fabulous place. Lots of people choose to retire there. What I will tell you though is it comes at a cost. It is not a super affordable community, but if you have the means, Sedona is the place to be. Of course, we know it's beautiful. You have got the beautiful red rock formations. You've got nice golf courses. It is just known around the world for being Sedona. If you're in Europe and you say, oh, we live near Sedona, people are going to know what you're talking about. There is a lot of tourism though, so be prepared for that. But what does tourism bring? Lots of cool things to do. Places to eat, places to shop, art galleries. All of the things that you enjoy when you go for a long weekend would be at your disposal on a daily basis. You need to know there will be some traffic, so maybe you're not going down to the shops on the weekend when everybody from Phoenix is driving up to get out of the heat. Or maybe you do and you live so close you can walk. That would be a plus. But Sedona has a gorgeous natural beauty, and we all know about the vortex and the energy that may or may not be there. But if you feel it has an energy, I think this could be your place. It is going to have some healthcare, no real airport transportation. You know, you can drive to Phoenix. It's an hour and a half to 2 hours away, depending on the traffic. And so this is not a place that you go if you want to jet in and jet out every weekend. But for those of you who want a snowbird destination or a full-time retirement home like Prescott, it will help you avoid the harsh winter that you may have living in the northern United States, and then the heat of the summer that we might have down in the desert locations. I think Sedona is kind of a no-brainer, especially for those of you who are active. You don't need a 55-plus community because you do things like bike and hike and camp, lots of that in and around the vicinity of Sedona. That's why I would put it high on my list. Next, we're going to talk about one of my favorites. This ends up on a lot of our videos because it fills a lot of squares for retirees. Green Valley. Green Valley is south of Tucson, and it is green because it sits in an old riverbed valley area. So lots of water there, and it just a little more lush than some of our desert areas. The big thing that helps it tick all of those boxes is it is super affordable, you guys. You can have a very nice home for $200,000. Now, when I say home, I mean maybe one of the little condo or townhomes, but more than adequate for many of us. Or you can have a bigger, more expensive home. You can also be in one of our premier 55-plus Robeson resort communities called Quail Creek, which is a favorite, I know, of many of my viewers. Amazing amenities and really nice homes at a more affordable price point. Those homes might be $100,000 to $200,000 less than the Robeson homes in the Phoenix area. So keep that in mind. If you still want a high quality community, but you don't want a high price point, then Quail Creek could be a good place for you. They do have a heavy retiree population, so they do have good health care. They've got physical therapy. They've got in the town of Green Valley what we call the GVR, which is a massive network of recreation centers. I think there's like 15, and they're always improving and adding. They built new pickleball courts. That is your social outlet. And if you live in Green Valley proper, that is paid for through a small assessment on your property tax. So really a good way to go for affordability and activity at the same time. Green Valley is one of the best retiree destinations, I think, in the country for good weather, good healthcare, good housing, and good activity. What more could you want? You've still got access to the Tucson airport, which is not far away from Green Valley, maybe 30 minutes, and you've got great restaurants and everything in Tucson. But then good restaurants, I've found really good Mexican food right there in Green Valley. So ask me and I'll tell you where to go. But I think it's a really good option for many people. So let's think about the lifestyle considerations that would help you choose one of these or other communities anywhere out there in the universe. Things you need to be thinking about or asking yourself, what do I want to spend on my retirement housing? That might dictate where you can live. What do I want to do in my free time? That will help me know where to point you when you're looking for a retirement community. If you have to have insane pickleball partners, then some communities or towns might be better than others for you. If you have a particular health issue, we need to take that into account as well. So there are a lot of things lifestyle-wise that will dictate where you want to live in your retirement. What I'd like to offer you is a chance to have a free, no obligation call with me. That sounds like a new from Ronco advertisement, but it's not. Just reach out to me at the number below on the screen and let's set a time for a scheduled call so that we can talk about your upcoming retirement, whether it's a year or 5 years from now. I'd like to have a chance to meet with you on a Zoom call to go over some of the options that might work for you. I know that we've got a place for everybody here in the state of Arizona. I look forward to talking to you soon.